from his living room once again. So, as I arrange the cameras slowly over the next couple of seconds, I hope you enjoy the painting of the chandelier, which is just a reflection, as somebody pointed out a couple weeks ago, last time I was here. All right, welcome back, everybody. We're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, to make the suffering we're about to put ourselves through a little bit more fun, a little bit easier to stay consistent with. I am at a friend's house. I'm visiting people, and I am sticking with this consistency thing. And I let all of my peoples know that I have a show at 9 o'clock to do. And my loving friends, family, have lovely places, spots in their house, and then they move their asses all the way over there somewhere so that they can have to listen to me do this show and say hello to Lola. Hello. Oh, hi. Hi, hi. I know. You want attention. I'm on the floor. It's time to do stretches. This is when you get to be really, really licky. Of course. All right. Ah. Keisha says, the good evening. Let's go. Hashtag splits. The family should join. It's, I think they're out doing something in the backyard. I don't know what's going on, but they made space so that I can do life. All right. Let's do this. Enough dilly dallying. I got life to live, and I hope you do too. All right, let's go. We are getting into our hip cars. The first warm up exercise, they look a little like this. We're starting with our knees, bringing it up as high as we can. We're opening up that hip to the side. Keep that knee as high as you can. Open up that leg, point it that away. Rotate the ankle up so that the ankle is almost hidden behind that knee, and then keep going. Keep on rotating the ankle. Keep on rotating the ankle. Keep on rotating the ankle. Oh, bring that knee down, and that is almost done. Bring the leg down and back. Ooh, I'm cramping. I drove for like 4 hours today, stuck in traffic because Memorial Day weekend, and so I was in this position for a long time. Just now, I did that a little too hard. My hamstrings are cramping. Just give me another second. Woo. All right. From this position, we'll bring the leg down and back. All right. Flexing the hamstrings, flexing the glutes, feeling that stretch in the front in the hip flexor, and that is one rep. I'm sure that was very confusing because my legs started cramping halfway through. I joke about it cramping, but this is a deep one. Oh man. Okay. We got 10 reps on the left side, 10 reps on the right side. Then we're gonna reverse it. Do 10 more on the left, 10 more on the right. Let's go. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 2 high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 3 high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 4 high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. I think this is 5. I'm off balance. This leg is getting real crampy today. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 6 high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 7 high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 8 high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 9. Last one high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 10. Whew. I felt like that went really fast. So if you want to take a couple more seconds to get the last couple, if you're not quite there at 10 yet, I'm going to try and stretch out my hamstrings a little bit because we got a whole bunch of hamstring stuff, and I cannot afford for it to be cramping throughout the rest of the show. All right, let's go ahead and switch over to the other side. I'll try to slow it down a little bit. I'm going to mirror you guys, so it'll be a little bit easier to keep going. All right, high knee. Open. Ankle up. Ankle up some more. Down and back. That's 1 high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 2 high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 3 high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 4 high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 5 high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 6 high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 7 high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 8 high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 9. Last one high knee. Oh, off balance. As soon as I said last one, chilled out, relaxed, high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 10. Oh, That is 10 hip cars on the left side and the right side. We're going to pause for a second. We're going to breathe. We're going to reverse the whole thing so that we get 10 more reps going backwards on either side. All right? Hope you're ready because we're going to start. The only thing that's really different is the order in which we're doing things. All right? So instead of ending with the leg down and back, we're going to start with the leg down and back. It's going to look like this: back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. All right? I'm going to do them facing you. Feel free to hop in. If you don't get to 10, because I'm going a little bit faster than you're able to go, that's totally okay. This is just warm up, all right? It's not a big deal. If you do 8, if you do 9, if you do 10, if you go super fast and you do 12, because I keep on talking, I won't shut up. All right, let's go. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 1. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 2. So, I just, where do I want to start this story? That's 3, by the way. Oh, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 4. My mouth is very dry because I've been eating a lot of popcorn. That's 5. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. 6. There's some Boom Chicka Pop popcorn on sale at Costco right now. I think it's like $3 a bag or something. And those are big bags, right? Like $3 a bag at your normal grocery store won't get you anything. uh, but over at Costco right now, there's some Boom Chicka Pop sea salt kettle corn. The one where they have a lot of sugar in it and it tastes good. I have been binging on that and my mouth is quite dry. Anyways, that was 10 reps. We gotta do the other side. So if I start randomly shouting for people to bring me water when I hear people come back into the building, that well, because I'm thirsty. I'm just letting you know before I go, hey, bring me water. All right, let's go. Last leg. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 1. Keep going. We got 9. Oof. I keep on kicking this thing. I'm going to do the rest at a slight angle so I don't keep kicking this cushion. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 2. By the way, if you are finding you're a little bit off balance, you can always stick your hand out, grab something. You don't have to make yourself balanced the whole time. That's 4. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 5. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 6. Keep going. 4 more. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 7. 3 more. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 8. 2 more. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 9. If I go a little bit fast. Last one. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That is 10. We've done a whole bunch of hip cars in the forward direction, in the reverse direction, on both legs. Total of 40 reps. That is our first warm-up exercise. If you're just joining in for the first time, you're like, what are we doing with these crazy leg things going flop out, I flop it, I floppity? We're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split and hip mobility training. We do this every single day at 9 p.m. to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, to make staying consistent a little bit more fun, so that's easier to go do the thing, right? This thing. If you like side splits, if you like hip mobility, if you like the idea of staying consistent, make sure to hit follow, hit subscribe, and keep coming back. If you are not in a time zone where it is currently 9 o'clock, we started this live 9 minutes ago, and we do this live every single day, Monday through Sunday, 7 days a week. But tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday, on Saturday and Sundays, we also have a 9 a.m. show. All right, so in like 11 hours or something, 12 hours, we have another live to start your morning instead of the end of the morning. With that, we're going to get into our second warm-up exercise. Let's go. We're going to fold, bring your belly button down towards the ground. Whew. By the way, hit follow, hit subscribe. I probably said it in the middle of the thing, but then I forgot to recap that the reason why I said it in the first place was so you hit follow and subscribe. All right, let's go. From here, we're trying to bring the belly button down towards the ground. All right. If you're a little bit higher up, a little less flexible, it's absolutely okay. It's part of the game. It's part of the process. All right. As you spend more time here, as you keep on trying, your body will figure it out, and it'll start to give you a little bit more space, or I guess less space in between your chest and your knees. And Once you've hung out here for a little bit, your low back is starting to relax a little bit. You're starting to feel it more in your hamstrings. I want you to really focus. Bring that belly button down towards the ground. All right? We're going to move now. We're going to bend one knee. We're going to straighten out the other. And we're going to switch the leg that is bent back and forth. All right? Other side. Boom. And boom. When I say boom, you do not have to actually move fast or explosively. You can take it nice and slow. You can take it rhythmically. You can do whatever you like, really. As long as you are slowly moving into a position, you get into a comfortable spot, then you're pushing just a little bit past your comfort zone, and you keep on going. There is not an exact number that we're aiming for here. I just want you to do a couple. I want you to focus on getting a little deeper on each side, feeling that hamstring stretch. It's going to feel a little bit different on each leg. And breathe, relax. Breathe. All right, we're going to go a little bit deeper. Hopefully, after a couple of these reps, you're feeling like you can go just a tiny bit deeper into your stretch. We're going to do five more. Five, four, three, two, one, zero. For my regulars, you might recognize that this house is the house that I like to visit who has cats that I'm ever so slightly allergic to. So I'm going to get progressively more sniffly as I spend more and more time close to the ground with my face. And I'm going to try not to scratch my face with my hands after touching the floor. All right? Whew, where are we going with this? Elephant walks were warm-up exercise number 2. We're going to move on into number 3. We're going to use the position we were just in, where one leg is bent, one leg is straight. We're folding our belly buttons down. We're going to do some thoracic rotation, okay? The thoracic spine is basically below your neck, above your belly button, more or less, and it's designed to move. You can lean to the left, you can bend to the right, you can slouch real bad, you can pop your chest out, right? All that movement is what the spine is designed to do. And for the most part, we don't do very much of it. So we're going to do some right now. Thoracic rotation. We're going to bent leg, straight leg, bent arm, arm from the bent side, reaching across to the straight leg. We're going to push off this shin bone. We're going to fold the belly buttons down. We're going to rotate so that we extend the other arm up into the air. All right. We're going to rotate the neck to look at the hand. We're going to inhale, exhale, and reach a little further behind us. All right. Inhale, exhale, and reach. Whew, that is half a rep. Other side. Bent leg, straight leg, bent arm, straight leg. Open, 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 open. Breathe. Exhale and reach. Whew, that's 1 rep. We're doing 5 of these in total. That means we got 4 more. All right. Bent leg, straight leg, bent arm, across on the straight leg, pushing off, opening up that chest, looking at that hand. Your neck is rotated. Inhale, exhale, reach. That's 2 on one side. Let's get 2 on the other. 2. This earbud's about to fall out of my ear. Keep going. That's 3. Remember to inhale, exhale. That's the most important part. When you exhale, you let air out of your lungs, and it's like deflating. That deflation is going to give you more range in that rotation. All right. Was that 3? Or was that 4? I think that was 3. We got 2 more. 4 and 5. All right. Keep going. Bent leg, straight leg, bent arm, straight leg. Push it open. Look at the hand. Reach. Inhale. Exhale. Reach. That's 4. Other side. That's 4 again. And final one. 5. Reach. Breathe. This is the last one. Do one more. Inhale. Exhale. Reach. That's 5. Other side. Inhale. Exhale. Reach. Add another one. That is 5 thoracic rotations on each side. We're done with warm-up exercise number 3. We're going to move on into number 4. All right. Number 4 has absolutely nothing to do with number 3. What we're doing looks a little bit like this. You don't have to do this just yet if you're new. I'm going to demonstrate, and you can hop in a second. All right. What we're doing looks a little bit like this. We're going to come down so that we're in a deep squat on one side and basically a side split on the other. And then we're going to scoot our butts over to the other side. Pause here for a second, and we're going to come back. All right, that is a switch, a Cossack switch. This position right here is often called the Cossack, and the switching is the part where we go left and right. All right. For most of us, our ankles, our knees, our hips aren't going to be super prepared for this. So what we're going to do is warm up for the warm up. And what I want you to do, everybody, you can join in now, is pop into a little bit of a squat. Oh, try and rest. If you can't get super low and have your heels down, perfect. We want the heels up so you can feel that Achilles tendon stretch. You can feel that calf stretch nice and tight. Next, we're going to bring our chest down to our thighs. We're going to pull our body down so that you're doing a little cannonball jumping into a pool, a pond, a lake. It's almost summer. That's relevant for most people. Okay, yeah, that's good. Finally. And we are going to add a little tiny bit of movement from here. All right. What I want you to do is push one knee down a little to the ground. Bring that knee back up. Push the other knee down a little bit to the ground. Pull that other knee back up. Out to the side. Out to the side. Bring it back in. Bring them out at the same time. Open it up. Do some dance moves. Have fun with it. And once your ankles, your knees, your hips are feeling like they've had a little bit of movement, it's not uncomfortable or anything, we're probably ready to move on to some Cossack switches. All right. I'm going to scoot over here so I'm at the edge of the camera and you can see mostly what my body is doing. But everybody at home, stick your hands straight down into the ground, extend one leg out to the side, heels down. Then plant the other heel as well and get as low as you can. If you're new to the show, you might have to start higher up, like so. Perfect. If you're a little bit more experienced, you got a little bit more flexibility, you can go a little bit lower. All right, as low as you like. Wherever you are, our next step is to bring our butts that away. So let's go that way. If you're higher up, it might be a little bit easier for you to just switch over. If you're a little bit lower to the ground and you're stuck and you're like, what the heck is going on? Put your hands down, scoot your butt over that way. Oof, and here we are. All right. We're on the other side. So far, we've done half a rep. Keep on using your hands. Come on back to the other side. That is one rep. We're doing 9 of these in total. Take your time, breathe, and keep on going. It's 2, and still 2. If you feel like you don't need your hands, feel free to skip using your hands. Do something else with your hands. Fan yourself, swim through the air, distract yourself from how stressful this is. And I think we've done like 4. Let's continue with another variation. If you don't need your hands and you're ready to go even harder, you can try and sit up real straight. Send your spine flying into the ceiling and keep going. That's 5 and 6. At this point, if you're feeling a little tenderness, a little achiness in the knees, we can change it up a little bit to take some pressure off those knees. All right. I want you to come up a little bit, come across, and then come on down. Up, across, down. That's 7. Up, across, down, and up, across, down. That's 8. Last 2. These are all optional, by the way. If you're still here doing the hands across thing and the hands back, amazing. When you're ready to try something else, you got all those other options. But if you're not ready for them, you're not ready for them, and that's okay. All right. Last 1. That was 9. We're gonna squat. All right. We're gonna come power through. Boom. Straighten that leg. That is Cossack number 10. Come on down. Chill and power through. Boom. That is our Cossack switches, our Cossack slidey things, and Cossack squat singular. We have wrapped up our warm-up exercises. If you're new to the show, that means we're going to move on into our stretches. All right. We're doing 5 stretches. The first one is a hamstring stretch. And I want you to get ready by grabbing a little bit of padding for your knees. All right. Oh, look at that. Have a flip flop. I'm just going to drop my knee around the heel of that flip flop. That's going to be enough padding to start. All right. You don't need anything fancy. If you got foam tiles for fitness, great. If you have dirty laundry, you can just roll it up, stick it on your knee, couch cushion, decorative pillow, whatever you need. Grab just a little bit of padding, stick it on your knee, and we're ready to move on. All right. By the way, this is a side splits and hip mobility show. We do this every single day. If you want to practice consistency, you want to work on hip mobility, keep coming back. All right. Follow, subscribe, hamstring stretch. Let's go. Leg straight down. Other leg directly in front. We're folding. We're bringing this belly button down to this side. All right. Looks like this. Whee! Ugh. As soon as you get stuck, feel free to just chill and breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Let your body flop over that leg. Inhale. Exhale. Let your body flop over that leg. I'm going to turn this around so that you don't have to stare at the top of my head while we do this. You don't have to move because I can't see you. And once you're here, we're going to add a little bit of movement. Okay? We're going to bend this knee. We're going to bring it up. Then we're going to try and fold our chest down and almost touch that leg. If you can touch, great. If you cannot, don't worry about it. Just do your best. All right? From here, I want you to straighten out your leg as much as you can and keep your chest in contact with that thigh. See where that point is where you just can't hold it anymore and you're separating. And now that you know where that is, we're going to continue. Straighten out that leg. And then knee bend. Chest down. Straighten. Knee down, knee up, chest down, straighten. We're gonna do 5 of these. Knee up, chest down, straighten. Knee up, chest down, straighten. You don't have to go fast. You don't have to go explosively. We're just adding a little bit of movement, trying to teach ourselves how to fold, because that is, at the end of the day, what we want. All right? Whew. When you straighten out your legs, your hamstring stretch is going to get more crazy. It's going to be harder to bring your chest down, and that is normal. All right? From here, we're going to get a little bit deeper. We're going to take a big inhale. We're going to slowly exhale that air that we just took in. And then in the same time, we're going to fold and bring our belly buttons down a little bit lower into the ground. All right? Let's go. Big inhale. Slowly exhale. Fold. Whew. All right, you are in a much deeper stretch now, and it is probably feeling a little crazy. What I want you to do is inhale. Relax. Inhale. Relax. Drape that body over that leg and let it chill. We're gonna add a little bit of movement. All right, bend the knee, bring the chest down, straighten it out. Notice if you are much deeper into the floor, I guess, on this second round. 3, 4, keep going. Knee up, chest down, straighten. That is 5. We're gonna take one more breath and then we're gonna go into the deeper folding thing. All right, inhale, relax. All right, let's fold. Big inhale, slow exhale and fold. Ready? Big inhale. Slow exhale. Fold. Whew. Fold, 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 fold. That is our second round. It's time for us to get into our 30 seconds of holding. All right? 30, 29, 28. From here, if your hamstrings are real tight, they're feeling crazy, you can stab your fingers into your muscles, give them a light massage. It doesn't have to have any technique, just poke yourself, distract your brain. 24, 23, 22. If you feel like it, you can bend the knee, straighten it out a bunch of times to see if that helps you relax a little deeper. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's it. We're done. Oh, pull your leg in underneath you. Switch the cushioning, if you have it, to the other knee. And we're going to get ready to swap. Pause for a second. The hamstrings are going to be a little crazy, a little bit confused right now. You're going to be kind of stiff. Take a second. Flex your glutes. Clench your abs. Get into a Superman pose. And just help your muscles reset for a second. Whew. All right, now let's fold into the other side. Leg or knee on the cushioning, whatever it is that you got. Other leg extended out in front of you. You can widen your stance if it helps with your balance, but if you don't need it, bring your leg as close to forward as possible. All right. Next, fold on the belly button down to the thigh. As soon as you get stuck, we're gonna inhale. And we're gonna let the body relax. All right, let's go. Inhale. Relax. That's 1. Pause for a second. One more. Inhale. Relax. That is 2. We're going to add a little bit of movement. Knee bends. All right. Bend the knee up. Bring the chest down. Straighten out that leg. Bend the knee up. Bring the chest down, straighten out that leg. Take note of where you are when you can actually have your chest and your thigh meet. And it's just a mental note. You don't have to write it down or anything. It's okay. We've done 5 of the straightens. We're going to take it down to the next level. All right. Inhale, exhale, fold. Ready? Big inhale. Slow exhale and fold. Oh, inhale, relax. Inhale, relax. One more. Inhale, relax. Let the body drape over that leg. And we're going to bend the knee, straighten it out again a couple more times. All right. Bend the knee, chest down, straighten it out. Bend the knee, chest down, straighten it out. Bend the knee, chest down, straighten it out. That's 3. Keep on going. 4. Again, these don't have to be fast or explosive. That's not the point. The point is to just add a little bit of movement. All right, here we go. That means we're ready for some more inhale, exhale, fold. You ready for this? Big inhale. Slow exhale and fold. Bring that belly button down. Fold, 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 fold. Woo-hoo. All right. Breathe, relax. Inhale. Flop. Inhale. Flop. And we're holding this for 30 seconds. Let's do it. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25. Feel free to add as many knee bends and straightens as you'd like. These are completely optional now. 23, 22. Stick your fingers in your hamstrings, massage them, distract your brain. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. See if you can keep on bringing that belly button down as we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our hamstring stretch. Whew. Come on out of it. Take a second. Shake out the hips. Work those legs a little bit. And we're going to get into our second stretch. It's called the butterfly stretch. Okay? You don't need this cushion anymore, so you can get rid of it. What we do need is to rest your butt, your low back, your shoulders, your head against a wall. I'm not going to do it against a wall. I'm going to use this shoe cabinet seat, shoe changers thing. And you guys should find something you can lean against and get some back support. All right? When you are here in this position, we're going to bring our feet together, pull it in towards our groin, and our goal is to get into something that looks like this. The goal of this stretch is to stretch out the groin muscles, and the way we do that is by bringing the knees down into the ground. All right? I want you to use your glutes. I want you to use your outer thighs. I want you to pull yourself into a deeper stretched position. All right? Take a couple seconds. Try your best. Bring the knees down, 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 down. If you're new to the show and you're like, what are you talking about? Just focus on 2 things. 1, you're feeling a stretch increasing here in the groin. And 2, your knees have gone down a little bit deeper into this ground. If you're doing both those things, you don't have to worry about anything else. All right? Next, we're going to apply a little bit of pressure with our hands. I want you to take your hands. I want you to push right about 2 inches into the knee. That away. Push straight down. And see if you can push your legs a little deeper into the stretch. We're going to hold this for 30 seconds and we're going to breathe. All right? Inhale. Exhale. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. On the exhale, I want you to see if you can apply a little bit more pressure into the stretch. See if you can push your legs a little deeper. 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our butterfly stretch. If you've been holding a whole bunch of tension because you've been trying to contract your muscles in your outer thighs the whole entire time, that is awesome. I probably should have told you you didn't have to do that, but I forgot. So Hopefully you're not mad at me. Next, we're going to add a little bit of movement. We're going to flap the wings of our butterfly. All right, we're going to just try and wake up those hips. We push them down for so long sometimes they get a little stuck. And we want to get them unstuck by doing a little bit of flapping of your butterfly. All right. From here, once your legs are moving, we're ready to move on into stretch number 3. We're doing some standing pancake. All right. Come on up off of the ground. We are going to open up our legs decently wide. Doesn't have to be crazy. If you can hit 60 degrees, it's perfect. If you can go a little deeper, hit 90, awesome. You don't have to go any further if you don't want to. All right. Wherever you are, make sure there's no pain here in the hips. If you're feeling something pinching, pause, bring the legs back in a little bit, and then we're ready to fold. Bring that belly button down. Whew. From here, we are in our starting position for the pancake. All right. From the side, it looks a little bit like this. Whee! And what we're going to do is focus on bringing this upper body down in between our legs. Or if you want, you can think about bringing your belly button as low to the ground as possible. Okay? That's it. That's the whole thing. To make this stretch a little bit harder, you can extend your arms so that your biceps are by your ears. You can hold something in your hands while your biceps are in your ears. And the next time you breathe, inhale, exhale, try to relax and sink a little deeper into the stretch. That's the basics. All right? Take your time. Get into position, see if you can get a little bit deeper, wider with your legs. As you fold forward, you can grab onto your legs and help pull yourself down instead of just waiting for gravity to do all the work. If you want, it's going to make it a little bit more intense, but regardless, 30 seconds, let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21. This floor is a little slippery, so I'm going to be adjusting and tweaking my position a whole bunch to make sure I don't slip into a position I don't want to be in. If you are in a very slippery situation as well, feel free to make the stretch less intense. All right, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. Keep on folding. Bring the belly button down. 5, 4. Keep breathing. 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, that is our stretch. Put your hands down on the ground. If your legs are really tired right now and they're not coming back together, take your time. Wiggle your toes into the center of your body. Wiggle your heels into the center of your body. Toes, heels, toes, heels, toes, heels, toes, heels, toes, heels, toes, heels, until your feet are together. And see if you can push off your thighs. Come back into standing. That is our third stretch. The standing pancake is often really intense because you're working two main muscle groups, the inner thighs and also those hamstrings. You might be feeling in your glutes as well. All right. The pancake being as intense as it is part of the reason why we spend so much time doing that hamstring stretch, so that you can feel it in your pancake and not just in your hamstrings. All right. Whew. I hope you're ready for what's next, because we're getting into stretch number 4. All right. We got the option between the figure 4 stretch or the pigeon stretch. I am pretty sure we did. I'm not sure about anything anymore. I'm pretty sure we did pigeon last night. So we're gonna do some figure 4 tonight. Uh, okay, we're gonna do some figure 4 tonight. The reason I was hesitating is because I don't really want to get that much cat hair all over my neck, but it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. All right, the figure 4 of the pigeon have the same fundamentals. We're taking one leg, we're crossing across to the other side. It's going to look a little bit like this. We're grabbing that ankle, we're bringing it up, we're bringing our belly button down to that ankle, and we're going to end up in this situation where our chest is coming down towards that leg. We're folding forward, and you want to feel a little bit of a stretch right here in the side of your hip. All right, this is a glute muscle, and you might also feel it in your hamstrings. That's very normal. You might also feel it here where you're actually doing the folding. All right, let's take it down to the floor. Let's get into some figure 4. All right, I'm going to try and use this and get as far away from the camera as possible because I have limited working space here. But what I want you to do is not to worry about lifting your ankles up really high and trying to get it over whatever weird piece of furniture you got behind you. All right. We're gonna cross one leg over to the other side. We're gonna take one hand. We're gonna reach through the triangle we just made. We're gonna take the other hand. We're gonna grab the other knee, and we're gonna pull it in to our chest. All right. From the side, it's gonna look a little like this. Boom. Pull it in. Pull it in. Pull it in. Pull it in. Keep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Pull a little deeper. Inhale. Exhale. Pull a little deeper. Whew. When you're feeling that stretch building in intensity, we're ready to begin. 30 seconds. Let's go. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13. Keep bringing that knee in. If you're feeling some tenderness, some achiness in the knee itself, you can cup the knee directly. Just pull it into your chest. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. And that should take some of the tension off the knee. 3, 2, 1, 0. Woo! Oh, let that go. Relax. Chill for a second. And let's switch to the other side. Now, the other leg is coming across, bent over to the other side, sticking the hand through the triangle, other hand around the other leg. We're grabbing that knee, we're pulling it in, and take a couple seconds to pull that leg in a little deeper. All right? The deeper you start, the more intense that stretch will feel. Inhale, exhale, pull a little deeper. Inhale, exhale, pull a little bit deeper. If your knee is feeling a little bit of pressure, it's feeling a little achy because you're putting a lot of pressure on your ankle and your knee does not like that, you can cup the knee directly and pull the knee in. All right, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25. When you cup the knee and you pull it in directly, you're putting pressure onto where this stretch is happening in this thigh, and you don't have to rely on all the pressure being applied towards that ankle and then having the ankle pull down on your knee and having your knee pull down on your hip bone. You don't have to make it feel crazy. All right, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. We're almost done. We only got side splits left after this. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Whew, that is our fourth stretch. We're done with all of the preparation. It's time to get into our fifth and final stretch. We're doing some side splits. If somehow you still don't know, because you just joined in, we're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day to practice consistency, to build a little community, to make stretching and the suffering that we do a little bit more fun. Because otherwise, it's just a lot of suffering. All right? Hopefully, that fun makes it a little easier to practice consistency, because that's what we're here to do. I think that's enough rambling. Hit follow, hit subscribe, and we're going to get into some side splits. All right? If you've never done side splits before, don't worry about it at all. I am going to go grab a prop to support my hands, and I'm going to tell you to do the same. We're going to end up in a situation at some point in the next couple of minutes that looks like this. Boom. Hands down, legs wide. All right? If you are a little less flexible, you can't fold forward as much, you might want to put your hands on something. Could be a stool, could be a pile of books, could be a chair, could be yoga blocks, right? If you have something in the world of fitness, that might help. I'm gonna go steal a chair. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back with the chair. I'm gonna see how to use this without taking up the entire camera angle thing. But whatever. If it does, it does. Let's go. When we do the side splits, I want you to ignore the fact that I am standing in front of this big wooden shoe cabinet. I want you to rest your butt against the wall. All right. The reason why we're doing this is because I want you to be very close to the wall. The wall is going to support you. It's going to keep you from falling backwards, and it's going to help you feel a little bit more stable. And that stability is going to help you relax. All right. If you have less stability, you're going to be a lot more tense, trying to keep yourself stable, try to keep yourself from slipping, try to keep yourself from falling, and all that stability that you're trying to get is basically just your muscles being really tense. And the secret to flexibility is your muscles can't be tense. If they're tense, it's going to be really hard for them to relax. All right, because tension is the opposite of relaxation. So, what are we doing? Grab your stool, put it off to the side for a second, and we're going to open up our legs. All right. If you have already gotten to a point where your hips are getting a little uncomfortable, they're hurting, they're pinching, you're like, ooh, I don't like this, stop, bring your legs together a little bit. All right. Next, when that tension is gone, you can move your hips a little bit more freely. We're going to bring our belly buttons down towards the ground. Fold, wee, ugh. As soon as you get stuck, check to see if you can put your hands on the ground. If you can reach the ground, that's perfect. You can probably just roll with that and use your hands for the whole thing. But if you cannot, or you don't want to, because it's kind of a pain in the butt, feel free to use something to help elevate. In this case, I got this really big chair. Feel free to use a stool, use a coffee table, use anything that you can stick your hands on, give you support with. All right. If you have something that's a little higher, like a chair, you might want to put your elbows down instead, right? Because that would be the equivalent of a really low stool. Got it? All right. From here, we're going to see if we can drop a little bit deeper into our stretch. Open up the legs a little wider. It doesn't matter if you can or you cannot. We're just going to try. All right. And when you are in this new position, I'm going to get this chair out of the way. Give me a second. We're going to end up in something that looks kind of like this. Okay. You might be a little bit higher up on a stool, and that's fine. And what we're going to do next is rotate our legs so that our heels are down, our toes are up, and our knees are pointing up. All right. We're going to do this on both sides. So what we're doing is, boom, rotating both legs so that the knees are pointing up. When you are here, you might be in a really high side split, but you're in a side split. Now all we got left is the muscles here in the legs holding us back. All right. No, this explanation is a little sloppy today because I don't have my normal props, but hopefully you can slowly start to drop your legs a little wider, drop your butt down, rest your butt against the wall, use it for a little support as you slide a little deeper towards the ground. If at any point you're like, I can't go that deep, I'm already stuck, you can stop and just chill, hang out there for a little bit. If you're ready for a little bit more depth, you can do a little lean to the right, a little lean to the left, a little lean to the right, a little lean to the left, and see if you can wiggle your butt a little bit lower to the ground. All right. Right now, if your knees are pointing up into the air and the top of your head is pretty much kind of pointing up into the air, you're already in your side split stretch. You're still in your side split stretch. Take a couple breaths. Try to relax. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Try to sink a little bit deeper, and we're ready to go. 30 seconds. 29, 28, 27. Oh no. 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's it. That's our side split stretch. Walk your hands forward, bring your knees in underneath you, and take your time. Grunt, groan, make as many sound effects as you need to. This is not going to be comfortable. It's not going to be easy. Come back into a position where you're not feeling that crazy stretch. All right. We just put a whole bunch of tension into our legs. It's probably felt a little crazy. What we're going to do next is try and get rid of as much tension as possible. We talked about this a couple of seconds ago where I was saying if you're stressed out, if you're trying not to move, you're scared, you're going to be really tense, and that's going to help not get you into a split. All right. So, same thing. We have all this tension in our leg muscles from getting stuck in that side split at the bottom. We got to shake out that tension. We're going to release as much as we can so that it's easier to get into side split number 2. All right. Slowly come on up into standing. Oof. Caught the earbud before it fell. Shake out your legs. All right. I want you to imagine that you're trying to have your ankle flop in every crazy direction that it can flop in, and I want it to go fast and crazy. If you're new to the show, start nice and slow and gentle. Doesn't have to go crazy 0 to 100. You can go 0 to 10 to 20 to 30 to 40. Pick up the intensity as you find that it's comfortable. You don't have to go 0 doing nothing to 100 and go flopping your legs all over the place. All right, you can go slowly, pick up the intensity, and go faster and harder up until the point you find it a little uncomfortable. All right, and then you can dial it back down. The goal of all this is to have your ankles go wherever they please. When you flex your foot or you point your toe or you do some ankle circles, all these muscles in your feet and your legs are moving to get you into that position. All right. When you're in those positions without having your muscles work really hard, the other muscles, the opposite muscles, have to be super relaxed to let you get there in the first place, right? That's what we want. Relaxation. Other leg, shake, 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 wiggle, 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 flop, 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 flop. I forget to start slow every single time I do this because I've been doing so many of these that I can go 0 to a really intense, floppy, crazy looking thing right away. If you are new to this, you're just starting, start a little gentler. Take it nice and slow and chill. And as you find that it's comfortable, you can pick up the intensity. All right? Flop it. Will. Shake it out the leg. And now take a couple steps. Your legs should feel a little looser, should feel a little bit better, should feel less like a drunk penguin, like when you just got out of the side split. All right. Hopefully, your calves are feeling okay. And we're ready to move on to our hips. I want you to put all of your weight into one leg. I want you to put the big toe of the other leg down with your knee slightly bent. I want you to open up that hip so that your knee is pointing that way to the left. And then I want you to bring it in so that your knees are almost touching. All right. Other side. Boom, 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 in and out, and in and out, and in and out. Focus on that range of motion to begin with, and then as you get that full range, you can go faster, you can go harder, you can go stronger. Boom, pa, boom, pa, boom, pa. Turn into a dance move. Have fun with it. As you get more control, as you get more strength, life will become easier. But we don't need to talk about that. Switch to the other side first. All your weight is in one leg. Big toe is down. In, out, 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 in, out. As you get really comfortable with that in and out motion, you can pick up the pace, you can start shaking out your leg, you can start getting floppy, and that is all part of the relaxation. All right. If you're just getting started, it's okay for you to focus on just building up the strength and control. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. It came out of nowhere. Okay. Where am I going with this? As you get more comfortable with it, you can relax more and more muscles and you can start shaking out and getting super relaxed. If you're just at the beginning of your shaky journey, you don't have to worry about that just now. Focus on getting the strength to move fast and well in those positions. All right. As you get more badass with it, you can start flopping around going crazy. Until then, we're going to move on to exercise number 2. All right. Let's go. All of your, what am I saying? Butt up against the wall. Ignore that I'm in front of not a wall right now. Your butt should be against the wall. Take half a step, one step forward, and then we're going to open up those legs nice and wide. Make sure your hips don't hurt. There's no pinching sensation. If there is, bring them in just a little bit. If there isn't, you can just keep doing whatever you were doing. Fold that belly button down into the ground. As soon as it gets stuck, stick your hands down into the ground for a little bit of support. If you cannot reach or you just plain don't want to because it's a pain in the butt, feel free to elevate yourself with something sturdy, something light enough that you can move around. All right. And when your hands are down, once you get that support, once you get that stability, see if you can rest your butt against the wall. Cool? From here, we're going to let our butt slide down along the wall, and we're going to open up our legs a little further. Okay? Take your time. Inhale. Exhale. Sink a little bit. Inhale. Exhale. Sink a little bit. Next, we're going to rotate our legs so that our knees are pointing up. All right? I need to shift a whole bunch of stuff out of the way so you can see what my leg is doing. I'm going to demonstrate it, and then I'm going to do it for realsies. Our legs should be in something that looks like this, right? Because we open up our legs like this. And what I want you to do is instead of having your knees point forward, I want you to rotate the leg back 90 degrees, boom, so that the heel is down, the toes are pointing up, and the knees are pointing up. If you're new to this, you're putting a lot of pressure into your heel, so you might want to get a little bit of padding. But if you're a regular, you're probably fine at this point because you've been doing this a long time. All right, we're going to do that on both legs. Heels down, toes up, knees pointing up. We're in our side split positions. We do this to make sure the thigh does not smash into your hip bones. And I want you to chill. I want you to breathe. I want you to see if you can drop a little bit deeper into the stretch. Inhale. Exhale, relax. Do a little wiggle to the right, little wiggle to the left, little wiggle to the right, little wiggle to the left. If at any point you're like, I can't do this anymore, you can stop, you can pause, you can just chill wherever you're at. All right, we're ready. Let's go. For side split number 2, we're going to slightly change the way we're holding this. If your knees are pointing straight up and the top of your head is basically pointing straight up, great. We're going to lean forward just a little bit. Take one step forward, put your weight onto your hands. Your knees are probably pointing at about a 45-ish degree angle towards your front direction. You look like you're about to do a push-up. When you're in this position, you're going to feel more stress on your inner thigh muscles. All right? That's where we want it. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. See if you can wiggle one leg a little further. Keep on wiggling. Keep on wiggling. I think I can vaguely make out a bless you on the chat in TikTok. Thank you. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. If it gets too intense, you can always walk your hands back into the stretch that we were in before, where you're sitting a little bit more upright. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's it. That's our stretch. Walk your hands forward. Bring your legs in underneath you. Grunt, growl, make crazy sounds, and groan. That is our second side split stretch. All right. Take a second. Try to recover and slowly come back into standing. Come on up. Legs are feeling stiff. You're kind of a little wobbly right now. That's absolutely a-okay. Focus on relaxation and chilling. All your weight is in one leg. You're shaking out the ankles. Start nice and slow. Work your way up to a little bit more intensive a floppity shakety thing. Pretend you are made of over boiled soggy noodles. That's the goal. We're just flopping around going okay? Shake out your ankles, shake out the other ankles, shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. The goal is relaxation. All right? If your muscles can go flopping all over the place, if your limbs can go flopping all over the place, chances are your muscles are relaxed. And take a couple of quick steps. Check out how you're feeling. And let's move on into the hips. All your weight is in one leg. Big toe is down. We're rotating in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Work your way up to higher speeds. And once you're ready, we can take it up to the next level. All right. The next move, instead of having a toe down really close to your ankle, you can point that leg out a little further. And when you start shaking back and forth, you don't have to go as crazy with the angles. You don't have to go all the way in or all the way out. You can go somewhere in the middle. And as you go and change that direction super fast, while your thighs are relaxed, those thigh muscles are going to go, and your whole leg is going to look like it's made of jello. That's what we want. We want all those muscles in the thigh to be flopping and chilling. Take your time. It's not going to be something you learn overnight, especially if you just started trying that other move today. If you did just start trying that other move today, where we're going in, out, stick with that. Build up some strength, build up some control, and then at some point, you'll be able to do something that looks like this, where your thigh is just made of jelly. Jelly, 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 jelly. Be extra careful. If you're putting a whole bunch of weight onto that leg, those thigh muscles are going to be working. When the thigh muscles are working, they're not going to shake. So you want as little weight in this leg as possible. All your weight is in this standing leg, and then there's going to be very little tension in that thigh muscle, and then it'll be able to shake and flop a little bit more easily. All right? Whew. Man, I was tired. I hope you're ready for side split number 3, because we're moving on. Let's go. Side split number 3. Put your butt up into the wall. Take half a step forward, one step forward. If you'd like, open up those legs nice and wide. If your hips hurt, bring your legs together a little bit. And we're ready to fold. Bring that belly down. Whee! Open up those legs a little bit wider. If you can reach the floor, use the floor. If you cannot reach the floor, feel free to use something to support yourself. All right? Hands down on a chair, coffee table, stool, yoga blocks, anything like that will work. And boom.
Here we are. We're in this position, or wherever you are higher. And we're going to rotate our legs so that our heels are down, our toes are up, and our knees are pointing up. All right? We're going to do that on both sides. We're going to go from this position to boom, heels down, toes up, knees up. From here, once you got both sides done, we're in our side splits, and we're going to just drop a little deeper. All right? Inhale. Exhale. Sink a little deeper. Inhale. Exhale. Sink a little deeper. Inhale. Relax and sink a little bit deeper into your stretch. Do a little lean to the right, little lean to the left, little lean to the right, little lean to the left. See if you can get just a little bit deeper. And we are ready to go. Yeah, options. You can do the first stretch that we did, where you're sitting up a little bit more upright, like so. Or you can do the second version, where we walked our hands forward just a little bit, so there's more of a stretch in the inner thighs. What you do is up to you. Take a second to get into position, and we're ready to begin. 30, 29, 28, 27. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is it. Walk your hands forward. Bring your knees in underneath you. Grunt, groan. Make as many sound effects as you need to. Don't worry, because I can't hear you anyway. Chill. Breathe. And slowly come on back into standing. We're going to shake it out one last time. Do a couple of quick joint checks. We're going to wrap up. I'm trying to solve this TikTok puzzle to prove I'm not a robot. And then once we've done our joint checks, I'll sit down, read the chat, do some Q&A. All right? Let's go. We're shaking out the legs. Shake, 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 shakety, shake, shake, shake. You might find that as you do more of these throughout the day and throughout your, life, your legs will be able to shake, relax a lot faster. And that is good. That's what we want. We're basically trying to train our brains to be able to consciously relax on demand. All right? There's a lot of reasons why this is useful. If you do a lot of weightlifting and stuff, a lot of resting in between sets is getting your body to reduce some tension and chill out. Some of it is going to be getting your energy restockpiled into the muscles, and that takes a certain amount of time as well. But relaxation helps you to get back into whatever you're doing. All right. Next, we're going to move on into our hips. All your weight is in one leg. Big toe is down. We're doing the basics. Bring the knee in, opening up. 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 Do the other side. Bring the knee in, open up. 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 When you're ready to take it up to the next level, all your weight is in one leg. Big toe is kind of way out over there to the side. This leg, it looks like it's straight, but there's a slight bend in it, and there's almost no weight on this leg, so it can come up at any time. We're going to bring the knee in, bring the knee out, bring the knee in, bring the knee out. We're going to pick up the tempo. We're going to pick up the pace until your thigh muscles are chilling and the legs are moving so fast that your muscles can't keep up and they're going. That's how we know those muscles are relaxed. They're flopping. They're going crazy. And take your time building up the skill, shaking out, relaxing. All of that is a skill. And as goofy as it might look sometimes, it's fun once you get it. You go, woo, I'm made of soggy noodles. All right, let's do some joint checks and wrap up. We're doing a couple of hip circles. Take it nice and slow. Really lean into that hip joint, into all of those muscles. Right after the side splits, I tend to feel it real deep in the left and the right side of the hip. So take your time. Slowly come through. And if you need to spend some extra time somewhere, take it. Enjoy. This is for you. All right. Other direction, if you're ready. Slowly come on through. Straighten it out. Keep going. Get deep. And feeling like you're ready. No pressure if you're not. I'm going to move on. And you can go at your own pace. High knee. That's just a quick check. If you want to still be doing your hip circles, it's perfectly fine. And now we're officially going to move on. All right. I want you to do some calf raises from a squatting position. I want your feet to be right underneath your hips. Not super wide, not super close, just, pretty underneath you. From here, we're going to pop into a squat. All right. We're going to bring our chest down towards our knees. The way my body looks might be different from how your body looks. We all got different bone lengths. I have a lot of torso and not a lot of leg. You might have lots of leg and not a lot of torso. So the ratios will look a little bit different for each of us. All right. But regardless, I want you to try to bring your chest down towards your legs. I want you to bring your knees towards your toes. All right. When your knees go that way, you're going to feel a nice Achilles tendon stretch and calf stretch. They should be pretty firm. You can poke them to double check. From here, because you're leaning so far forward, you should be feeling a little bit of a stretch in your toes. Sorry, your toes should be gripping the floor, trying to keep you from toppling over. That's what we want. When your toes are working super hard, trying to grip the floor, the arch of your foot is also going to kick in to help keep that foot stable. We want both those things. All right. So from here, if you want to, put your hands down for some stability, but otherwise, we're doing some calf raises. Come up onto those tippity toes if you can. If it's just the tippity front of your forefoot, that's also fine. But if you got enough strength to come onto your big toe or something crazy, feel free to experiment with that. Whew, do a couple of these. Keep on leaning forward. Feel those quads burning. Feel that crazy stretch in your Achilles tendon in your calves when you're at the bottom because your knees are forward. Remember, you can always put your hands down for balance. And if your calves are super tired and your quads don't want you to do this anymore and you're ready to limp around and go stop, we're ready to stop. We just did a whole bunch of crazy movements and they forced our toes to clench into the ground. They forced the arch of our foot to stay super stable to help our feet grip the floor. Our Achilles tendon, our ankles were in that crazy position, getting that nice deep stretch, right? We had a whole bunch of pressure in our quads, in our knees, in our hips, in our low back, and all those joints, all those tendons, all those muscles worked really well together to keep us moving, balancing, and doing some calf raises from a crazy position. So if you're able to pull that off, mostly, chances are your joints are doing real good. And you're probably ready to go back to whatever you got to do Friday night. All right. We wrapped up at 10:02. I'm slowly trimming down the show and we're getting a little bit shorter every single day. So I'm feeling good. I hope you guys had fun. That was the workout. We did a whole bunch of side split stretching, hip mobility, and now I'm going to sit down and do some Q&A. If you don't know, somehow, after all of this, we're doing usually 45 to 60 minutes, realistically 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day to practice the number one most important quality, consistency. All right. You can have the best plan in the world. You can spend 4 hours searching up YouTube things, finding all your fitness bros, and go, this is the best this thing, this is the best this thing, this is the best this thing. You can make your super Frankenstein plan. But if you don't follow your plan, it doesn't matter, right? It might be the best plan, but it's not the best plan for you because you can't follow it. That is what this live is trying to fight a little bit. All right. This live is very intentionally boring once you know it. We're doing the same exercises. We're doing them at the same time every single day, and we do them a lot. All right. The show is designed to be repeatable, right? I do this show 9 times a week. And usually I'm not phoning it in. There are times where I have like a crazy hamstring thing going on, and then I'll be like, all right, maybe I'll take it easy today. But most of the time, I'm doing the stretches right alongside with you. And that means this show is designed to be fairly recoverable, right? Especially if you're doing 4 or 5 days a week and not 9 times a week. Which means this live is designed to help you stay consistent. It's designed to help you get that little check mark in the back of your head going, I showed up again and I crushed it and I kick ass and I'm a badass. All right. We want you to have those feelings because you can go apply those same feelings onto any other cool thing you want to do. All right. Whether you're getting a certification for work or school or I don't know what else you're working on. Got a cool hobby, taekwondo, you're trying to, learn something really cool and you need to show up, get the reps in, you want to kick higher, everything takes work. Either put in the consistency to earn it or you don't put in the consistency and you stay stagnant for a long time. And that is not criticism. That is just an acknowledgement of reality. All right. I have wanted to do side splits for 15 plus years. And this is year 16 and a half or so right now. For the first 15 years, I would spend like the last week of December, leading up to Christmas, looking up cool side split tutorials, figuring out my workout was gonna be, and then January 1st, I was gonna do my workouts. I'd do like 3 days. A couple years, it probably got to like 2 weeks, and then I drop off, and I wouldn't do anything again for like 6 more months because I'm like, oh shoot, it's halfway through the year. I need to get back to my side split. Then I'd do 3 more days, maybe 2 weeks, and then I'd fall off again for 6 more months, and then the cycle would repeat. 15 years. All right. I decided at some point about a year and a half ago that I can't do this no more. I got to change this up, and I got to focus on something that I can do consistently. Because I can have the best plan, but if I can't follow that plan, it's not the best plan for me. And so this show is an extension of that idea of me building consistency, me choosing every day at 9 p.m. to be the time that I show up for my thing, my side splits. All right. If you feel like the message under the hip mobility and the side splits is helpful, is useful, is supportive, you want to apply it to something else that you want to do, I don't even care if you don't do the live and you just come back in because there's a whole bunch of weirdos doing side splits. All right. You're like, this is the time I'm gonna be hanging out with those side split weirdos, but I'm gonna be doing my own thing. All right. At the end of the day, consistency is the most important quality, and I don't really mind how you get it, but the live exists to help you get there. Okay. And also hip mobility and side splits because I think those are cool. So I hope you had fun, and I'm gonna check out some Q&A and look at the comments. All right, I'm gonna take a quick look at YouTube real quick. What we got? Oh wow, YouTube was super active today. Keisha is being welcomed by Queen RR. We got cute doggos. Uh, Eduardo is here. Super excited in the chat. Lovely. Isabella is here, and you're a double barrio and pure joy, brother. Thank you, Eduardo. Um, Isabella asks, I'm Japanese. No, I am not. I am from the US. Good evening. Let's see. Eduardo says, that's the Elastic Man. I love seeing him. Thanks for the good vibes, Eduardo. I appreciate it. Really. What else we got? Keisha says, wee! Splits. And blessed me for my sneeze. Thank you, thank you. Triple Cheeseburger says, cool, gonna try this. I did 72 squats 2 days ago and I still feel it. Consistency always. Yes. Yes, that is the sub message that I want. Keisha says, I want to be able to kick my legs straight in the sky like the Koreans I watch all day doing Taekwondo. This plan will help me. Thank you. Amazing, Keisha. That's so cool. I also want to be able to kick straight up into the air like some of those crazy moves. That would be sick. So, as you make progress in that direction, keep me posted. I want to know. All right, I'm gonna scroll over onto TikTok and see what is up. Jammy Eats sounds delicious. Do you have a favorite jam? Thank you. I love tuning in for stretches before bed since I'm on the East Coast. Amazing. I'm also on the East Coast. It is 10 o'clock for me, so thank you for the compliment, and I hope you sleep very well now that you've worked. MCV says shoulder width apart. Yes, 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 yes. It's not super important. Shoulder width, hip width. Just don't go too wide and don't go too narrow. Because when you're too narrow, a lot of people have a little bit of trouble balancing. When you go too wide, actually, it's not really that big a difference. You can go a little bit wider. It's not a big deal. If you want to go wide, go wide. Cool. All right, scrolling backwards. Thanks, Ken. I need to sleep. It's 4 a.m. in my country. It's so crazy that you keep coming back. It's always so early in the morning for you or late at night, I guess, since you're about to go to bed. It's nighttime. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. And good night, Chevelle. All right. Let's see what else we got. I'm scrolling up. We got a bless you. Oh, that is what I saw, kind of from over there. Chanel says, love this. I'm new, first time. Welcome, Chanel. We do this live every single day at 9 p.m. And actually, I forgot to tell you guys this. If you're new, we also do this at 9 a.m. tomorrow and Sunday morning. So Saturday and Sunday mornings, we go live and do this exact show, but in the morning. So that if you are in Europe, for example, like some people who are on at 4 a.m. right now, you can watch it midday. I think 9 a.m. Eastern time is 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 2 p.m. UK time, 3 p.m. Germany, the next time zone over, and then I don't know anything past that. Jay sends a whole bunch of confetti. Thank you, Jay. Minnie says, I feel like you do this every hour. I see you on my page all the time. It would be absolutely insane if I did this every hour, but I make other content. So thank you for bringing that up. Most of the shorts that I do are like, semi entertaining, but kind of educational at the same time. My goal is to help people realize that movement and training don't have to be this thing that you go to the gym for necessarily. For most of us, doing a little bit at home with just your body weight is more than enough to keep you feeling pretty good. Okay. If you are going to the gym, please keep going to the gym. You don't have to dial back to my less intense thing, right? But if somewhere in the back of your head you're like, oh no, I don't have time to go to the gym, this thing is so big and scary because you have to go all the way over there and then come back and I'm gonna be sweaty and then I won't have time to do whatever other things I gotta do in the day. Most of my content is about trying to find little tiny pieces of your environment that you can use to help get a little bit of exercise in, right? If you get 2 minutes waiting for your coffee to come out the machine, you're waiting for your ramen to soften into noodles you can actually eat, waiting for your microwave to heat up your lunch or your leftovers, those are perfect pockets of time for you to move your body, work those joints, give your body a little bit of love. For the most part, it's highly unlikely that you're going to be upset that you got a little bit of exercise. Most of the time, having your up heart rate come up just a little bit, it's going to feel good. Having your joints moved a little bit is going to help your muscles relax, especially the tense ones in your back. If you add a little bit of movement, some of that tension will go away a little bit, and then you'll get some other muscles involved. So, those are all good things. All right. Plus, your joints don't have blood vessels. All right. If they had blood vessels, every time you moved, blood vessels would start exploding everywhere. Right. Every time you get a bruise is when your blood vessels are not whole. They're leaking. That's what a bruise is. That's why it's like dark. Um, if your joints had blood vessels, they would be not very whole either. They'd be squished and squashed and explode into little pieces. And so that's my way of telling you, my really dramatic way of telling you that your joints have to move in order to heal. For nutrients to come in to feed your joints, to feed your tendons, for your waste products to get expelled, you need to move your joints. I'm holding my knees specifically because there are a lot of people out there who spend a lot of time babying their knees, babying their hips. And to some extent, that's important. You don't want to overdo it. But you do need a little bit of movement because that is the only way to replace the nutrients. The soup around your knee is called synovial fluid, but we can call it soup for easy to rememberness. And that soup is what helps you heal. Okay, and what helps you recover, what helps you clear away the doo doo that is leftovers from whatever crazy stuff you've been doing. All right, so keep moving. You don't have to do very much. And if there's one exercise that I recommend, is probably actually there's two things. If you want to start nice and gentle, we got hip cars, right? Hip cars are about taking your legs through as much range of motion as you can reach using your own muscle powers, right? So lifting the knee up in front, opening that leg to the side. Once you've lifted it, rotating the leg in that hip joint, right? And then bring that leg down and back behind you and sort of covering that range of motion all around. That is going to be doing wonders for your ability to move the hip over time because you got the muscles for it and you got the proof that you can do it. All right. The other thing, the main like exercisey exercise that I think everybody should do more of is the Cossack switch. It looks like this. We're doing a deep squat on one leg. We're basically doing a side split on the other leg, and then we're switching to the other side and going back and forth. We're training all these little muscles and these crazy ranges of motions that are going to be relatively weak compared to, standing, right? And you're working on your balance forward and back. You're working on your balance left and right, stability, all that stuff. And you should make sure you get those done. Keisha says, even if one is younger than 40, I think for the most part, once you're like past 25, once you have like regular adult lives where you go to work and you spend time driving places and you stop doing a lot of movement regularly, you should probably be doing some thoughtful work to keep your range of motion as much as possible. Um, so I think hip cars are good. You don't have to go crazy and do like 100 reps every single day, right? Like a little bit of movement is plenty to just have your joints feeling nice and loose. Because when you don't do them, and you can absolutely not do them, at some point you're like, oh, huh, that's weird. That's a little harder than I remember, right? And then you'll not think about it for a couple more months, and all of a sudden you're like, huh, that's also a little not as good as I remember. And then slowly all you'll remember is, wow, this is not as good as I remember. This is not as good as I remember. This is not as good as I remember. And then the couple of things that you're still doing, you're going to be pretty good at because you still work on them. But there's a whole bunch of other little tiny things that get naggy and naggy and naggy and naggy. And all of a sudden you're like, wait, this thing kind of hurts like all the time. If you spend a little bit of time just experimenting, playing with it, most of the time, the younger you are, the easier it is to build strength, right? And at some point, it will become a little bit harder to build strength. It will be harder to or it'll be always be easier to rebuild strength that you already had compared to building strength for the first time. It'll always be easier to get bigger muscles if you had big muscles at one point compared to if you're building it for the first time. Change is really hard, not just like, the type of change where like, oh, I have to give up my whole life and then become this new person. That's like mentally different and hard. But physical change that you do to your body is also really hard. The first time you do it, it's going to be much harder than the second time, much harder than the third time, because your body has some magical memory thing where uh once you've built it and you held on to it for a little bit, you can get it back real fast. I don't know how that works. I'm not going to be able to explain it any better than that. But I have seen some people do some crazy things because they used to be jacked. Then they got sick, they got injured, they lost a whole bunch of muscle, and then like in 3 months' time, they got super jacked again. It was like, what the heck? Which was impossible because I was there for the first time that they got jacked, and it took like 3 years, right? So like they were able to lose a whole bunch of muscle, get really small because they were sick or whatever, and then build it right back crazy fast. So once you've built it, the earlier you build it, the easier it'll be on you, probably because you have less responsibilities in your life. And then if you want to maintain it, you want to recover it, those things become easier too. All right. So don't put it off. All right. Oh, yellow guy, the YouTube like faceless animated fitness guy. Is that the yellow guy you're talking about? Because that's the only yellow guy that I know. Muscle nodules, I think. Yeah, yeah. That's basically the same principle. That is exactly right. Once you've built it, it's much easier to maintain. It's much easier to rebuild if you start losing it a little bit because life gets in the way. Um, so where am I going with this? I don't know. I hope that answers the question. Oh no, it was the question is collagen, and even if you're younger than 40. Do joint supplements work? Do you do joint supplements work? Um, I don't know. I think they're so on the topic of collagen peptides. When collagen goes into your stomach and you digest it, it breaks down into protein, right? So it breaks down into amino acids. It gets digested into pieces, and those pieces are reassembled in your body to become things that need it to exist. It's not like collagen just inserts into your stomach and then it stays as collagen and goes back into wherever you want collagen. If that was how it worked, that would be really cool, but also crazy. Because every time you have fat, it stayed as fat and it just went from one place to another place in your body. It'd be crazy, right? That's not how that works. Um, so a lot of the time when there is very specific marketing about a very specific thing, it could be kind of like half true. And for the most part, the thing that you need to know is when you digest and you eat something and it breaks down into smaller components, your body is taking at least some of those smaller components and doing stuff with them, right? There's like this other concept called bioavailability, which is basically when you eat something, how much of it does your body actually absorb, right? If you suddenly take a whole bunch of like vitamin B supplements, usually it's called like a vitamin B super complex, and they give you like 10 different forms of vitamin B, like B2, B6, I don't know what other ones there are, B5. Um, your pee is gonna be super yellow. All right, that yellow pee is basically just all the vitamin B you didn't absorb into your body. It's just fancy urine, right? So like, hopefully, some of that your body was like, "Ooh, vitamin B, this is awesome. We want some of that," and your body absorbs some of it and puts it to work. If it doesn't, it's just gonna get passed right through. That's not true for all things. Some vitamins are water soluble, which means they'll just become pee. They'll just mix with your urine and they'll just go out. But there are other vitamins that are not water soluble. So there's like a limit at which you should consume them. And people start getting sick, or they, get really unhappy gastrointestinally in your stomach. You start having like crazy diarrhea because you had too much of like one supplement or something. So where am I going with this? Uh, Oh, I got a good example. If you went to Costco, you went to a CVS or Walgreens, and you go into their supplement section and you look at what they have for sale, they might have magnesium supplements, but they might have three or four different types of magnesium supplements. They'll be like magnesium citrate, they'll have magnesium glycinate, they'll have magnesium some other stuff, and then they'll have magnesium mixed into some other supplements for sleep or something, right? If you don't read the back of the label, you don't know which one that you're buying often. Sometimes they'll say glycinate because glycinate supposedly is the one that your body absorbs the most of. So hypothetically, one person taking magnesium supplements, you would need less magnesium glycinate because it's more absorbable into your body than you would magnesium citrate. And I think a bunch of magnesium citrate over time makes you have a little bit more diarrhea or something. I can't remember that's just potentially wrong, but magnesium supplements often have a little bit of a stomach thing. How it impacts any individual, it's going to be dependent a little bit on that individual, but in the like averages across a bunch of people, magnesium supplements, if you take a whole bunch, causes your stomachs to be a little bit unhappy, maybe have a little bit more poop. I think um what am I talking about? Magnesium, bioavailability, supplements, what you actually absorb versus what you think you're being sold. Um sometimes sometimes there's some a little exaggeration in the marketing, and it takes a while before the sciencey people call out the marketing people on the nonsense. So sometimes you're just like, oh, that's a great idea, that's awesome, and then you'll find out a couple years later that was kind of an exaggeration. You're like, oh man. um you should probably find a sciencey person who understands nutrition a little bit better than me to clarify what the actual value and impact is. Um, I'm the friend I'm visiting. His partner is a nurse, and she recommends that you don't get too many tests because when people who don't understand like a comprehensive picture of what the testing means and they hyper focus on like one detail in one test, tends to cause a lot of people to freak out and over obsess about things that are not that important. And you know there's going to be a whole entire marketing world that's like, you should know exactly what your numbers are, and it's entirely up to you to own your whole entire experience and like be your own advocate, right? Like there's going to be a whole bunch of different variations of this conversation about what you should be doing for your own self-care. And at the end of the day, how you want to play it is up to you, and you can try your best to determine what is like marketing stuff and what is relatively effective like sciencey stuff that mostly applies to most people. And if you feel like you are not most people, you're a little special, a little different, you're somewhere deeper on the not average part of the curve, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Because it's just averages. Anyways, long ramble. I don't know where I'm even going with this anymore. I'm gonna scroll a little in the chat. Let's see. um Keisha says, I take magnesium glycinate before I stretches. It helps relax my muscles. Awesome. Maybe I need to take a little bit of that too. I need all I do is talk about relaxation. I've never tried magnesium glycinate for that specifically. Do I have magnesium? I have purchased a bottle of magnesium glycinate. I have no idea where it is. It's been a while. Okay. Triple Cheeseburger says, yeah, use a trusted brand for supplements. I like Momentous. Cool. All right. What else we got? I'm gonna scroll over on TikTok. Didi said we did pigeon yesterday. We did. Oh, okay, cool. That's right. So we are doing the figure four today, which is what we did. So that's great. Awesome. I have had guests over at my place, and then I dropped them off at the airport this morning, and I came to my friend's house. So this whole past week has been a little crazy for me, and I'm like every day it's starting to blend in. I have no idea what we did yesterday because I've done so many stretches in that room. Anytime I flash to a stretch, I'm like, I can flash to any number of like hundreds of different days of that stretch, and I can't remember what we did. I was like, was that what we did? Was that yesterday? So thank you for letting me know in the chat. Chase says our community just teared up. I don't even know what that means. Is that a feature of TikTok trying to keep us all playing this game of building this account? Because thank you for being here and building this account with me. What else we got? I'm scrolling. MSTHNG Miss Thing Wilson became the number 28 fan of the fan club. Welcome to the fan club. That's awesome. Thank you. Send us some applause. Your fan club. Oh, there it is. Your fan club has completed the first stage of the club quest. Club Cheers has been unlocked for all fans to send and celebrate. I literally have no idea what that means. It looks like I'm gonna have to dig deep into the settings and see what that actually means. Keisha says, "Good night. See you in the morning at 9 a.m." Thanks again. Thank you, Keisha. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for letting me ramble about different things other than like stretches. And I'll see you tomorrow morning. Cool. Bye bye. Good night. What else we got? I'm over on TikTok. I'm scrolling back up, scrolling back up, scrolling back up. Che has sent a bunch of awesome cat meme emojis. I don't know what those are called. Stickers? Stickers. Maybe that's just an Apple thing. Matt Star says, "Get water." Okay, we must be scrolling to the very top of the chat at this point. I recognize that chest. Yes, yes. We're at my friend's house. D, were you the one who commented on the chandelier looking like really cool in the reflection, but it's actually just the reflection off of a real chandelier above us? Because I think somebody commented on it and they're like, "Oh, the painting is so cool," and I was like, "What? It's not a painting of a chandelier. That's a flower." And I was like, "Oh, it's just this light is reflecting into the painting." All right. That's it. That's all I got in the chat. I'm gonna scroll all the way down one last time, take a quick look, and then we're going to wrap up. MCV says, "Good night. I'm gonna try to wake up on time to do this tomorrow morning." Amazing. I'll see you tomorrow, MCV. And Debbie sends hearts. Che says, "Yes." I think that means we are all done, and it's about 90 minutes deep into our live. I appreciate you guys for showing up, practicing consistency, doing your side splits and hip mobility work. We do this every single day at 9 p.m., and it is Friday night. So thank you for being here, spending your Friday night with me. I hope you have a great rest of your evening, wonderful weekend. And if you got time, if you're interested, we got the 9 a.m. show in 10 and a half hours Saturday morning and the 9 a.m. show on Sunday morning, plus the regular 9 p.m. time, because we do the Monday through Sunday, 9 p.m. every single day, because we are here working on that consistency. All right. I'll see you guys soon. Closing out. Gonna watch some One Piece. Goodbye. Follow me, subscribe.